And so have you ever done any shows in any of these different countries?
Hong Kong. You know,
You did a show in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah, it was good.
In English?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did three shows.
Did you have to, oh no, it's, yeah, I was about to say, did you have to like give them a transcript? Because I was literally just listening to someone doing shows in Beijing, but that was Beijing, so I don't know if Hong Kong's much different or whatever.
Like, did they have to do that so they didn't say anything against?
Yeah, the Chinese people, the government or whatever.
No, I didn't, but they did one of the, well, two open mics. One was not so much an open mic, and they sort of said, oh, you know, it can't be too foul and stuff like that. And
laid down the law.
Yeah, a little bit more, yeah. But it was interesting because one of the things I learned is my comedy works in New Zealand because I'm a Kiwi, and people appreciate my reservedness and stuff where it didn't translate as well over there.
Because how well did the people in the crowd know English?
Pretty well. Most of them were either expats or married to an expat or high level English.
So then just not a lot of New Zealanders in there, just like no New Zealanders, I assume.
No.
A
few Australians and stuff.
Yeah. And so I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting when people start talking about the different crowds. It's like New Zealand's so hard because everyone's sitting there being like, kind of thing. But I don't know what to expect in Japan and China.
Yeah.
I was never expecting you to say, oh yeah, in China we did a couple shows. I was like, freaking.
Yeah.
You know, because have you always been just like the monotone? Oh yeah. How about this over here? Right?
I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. Because how have you been doing Toastmasters longer than you've been doing comedy? Obviously.
Nah, I did Toastmasters for a couple of years or something.
Oh, so you haven't done it in ages?
No.
Oh, gotcha. Because what year was it when you were doing it with Dad?
It was like 2001, 2002, I think.
Oh, it's way before I was born. What the hell? Good effort. And because that was just in Hamilton somewhere, I assume, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Commerce Club, I think. That's where we used to.
Don't know where that is, but yep.
Yeah,
nice.
Collingwood Street.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, because do they still do it there? I was looking at the Toastmasters things the other day.
No, I don't think it's there anymore. Like, the club's still around, but it's meet somewhere else. Yeah.
And so when you're doing the Toastmasters and you're doing all the presenting and stuff, obviously I've never been, I don't really know. I get the point that it's like just presenting for the sake of presenting and practicing and whatnot. It's not like, oh yes, I'm going up here to tell you some information about something. And you're just presenting for the sake of presenting. And so do you think that when you started doing shows, it was kind of just like, oh, just keep doing the same old thing, just write a funny one?
Yeah, a little bit, because how it sort of works is you do your first 10 speeches like everyone does, and then you sort of branch out and choose the manuals or the books that you want to do. And I chose like humorous speaking and something else.
Oh, so it was an actual, it might as well have been a comedy course.
Sort of, but I found it really hard to write based on the manuals because they were quite stringent and
like to the book.
Yeah,
it's like
and
this thing.
It's like you have to write about this, or you have to speak about an experience where you did something like that. I mean, I found it hard probably because I was 21, 22 at the time.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm feeling at the moment. I keep talking to everybody, you know what I mean? And yeah, the thing is, I'm only 21. I've done a handful of things, and then particularly Chase, he's just like, I've done all these things before I was 5. It's like, fucking hell, that is crazy. Yeah, so the more people I talk to, I realize just like, oh, I'm a bitch-ass little white boy that hasn't done anything. Yeah. Better get to it. Yeah. Because have you just lived in Hamilton forever and stuff?
So I grew up out west of Huntly.
Oh, yep. Yep, like Glen Massey type days. Nike.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's where I went to primary school.
Oh, is it primary school there?
There was back in my day.
A 5-person one.
ended up being a 3-person one in nature. But because mum and dad had a farm out there, so we lived there. I had to come to Hamilton for high school.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a bus out to where we were.
Oh yeah.
And then.
Also, you boarded in Hamilton.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then then studied here. So when I was 20, mum and dad moved to town. So then.
Didn't have to board anymore.
Yeah. So then, like my 3rd year and beyond, I could move back home and.
Yeah. So is that at Boys High you boarded?
Yeah.
At what do they call it?
Gold House.
Yeah, that. Yeah. Because how far away is that actually from the school? Because don't they take a bus to get there?
No, it's on the grounds.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And how many people were at Boys High when you went to school then? Because I mean, it's like 2,000 now. I mean, it might have been 2,000 then too. I don't know, but
yeah, it was roughly that. I think 1,800, 2,000 sort of. Yeah.
Because did you go all the way through high school?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What did you do afterwards?
So then I went to Wintec and did. I did a Bachelor of Business and Management, and then I did a graduate diploma in accounting.
All right. Because that almost sounds like the same sort of stuff you do at university. Like, was that the same pieces of paper, just at a different place?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought so. Yeah. And then did you use those afterwards, or did you get to the end going, fuck this shit, I don't want to do that at all?
Bit of both, really.
Yeah.
So what did I do? So the reason I did a graduate diploma in accounting was because when I finished my degree, I was looking for work for like 5 months or something.
Yeah.
Then I got offered a job in an accounting firm, and so then I had to study accounting.
So they were like, yeah, we'll have you on if you go finish this piece of paper real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And then So I did that part time for like another 3 years, and then by the time I finished that, I was a bit over it. So then I worked at Gilmore's for almost 2 years, and then I went to Japan for a year.
Japan for a whole year?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. How was that?
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you get yourself like a tiny car to drive around in and stuff?
No. But
What city did you live in when you were there?
so it was a little city, about 300,000 people, called Yokkaichi.
Yeah.
Well, it's not very well known, but its claim to fame is in the 70s it had an asthma named after it because it was so polluted.
Huh? Lovely.
Yeah.
What a nice place.
But it wasn't too bad a place. It was about 40 minutes out of Nagoya and about 2 hours by train to Osaka.
And like the real fast trains?
Oh no, these are just the normal trains.
Just regular ones.
Yeah.
Sad.
But, the fast train wouldn't stop there.
Yeah. What's it called? Do you know who Nick Capper is? He's an Australian comedian.
No.
Okay, I seen him in Melbourne, and he had a joke about when he went to Japan and he went on the bullet trains. He's saying to his wife, "Oh my god, we're having a meal at 400 k's an hour. That's crazy." And his wife's like, "Dickhead, how do you think we got here? We went like 800 k's an hour on a plane and had a meal."
Yeah.
Dumbass. Yeah. So did you have to learn did you teach yourself Japanese or whatever? Like much at least?
I learned a bit. My vocabulary is better than my actual speaking it.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. But what I found in Japan was, I'd try and say words, and because I had a New Zealand accent, they wouldn't understand me anyway.
Oh, vice versa, yeah.
Yeah. And even when I was trying to teach English, it was the same.
Oh, so you went there to do the I'll teach English and I'll live here at the same time, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, so hanging out with like a lot of other similar people doing the same thing, like at the same school, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mean. That's real cool. And so what do you reckon was I don't even know what to ask. Something about what was the coolest thing in Japan then? Because obviously you see the headlines and whatnot, but like living there, what was it like?
Yeah, no, it was cool. I really enjoyed it after the first 3 months. The first 3 months was just
hard,
a whole lot of culture shock. But the reason I chose there over, say, South Korea is because in Japan there was all the stuff I kind of thought was kind of cool, like ninjas and their castles and
castles in Japan.
Yeah,
real.
Like Himeji Castle.
Oh, I've never heard of Japan having castles, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you later Himeji Castle. But and then I knew there was like the Tokyo Motor Show and stuff like that. And,
oh yeah, all the crazy cars and whatnot. Yeah, that is tough. Because I just seen there was these YouTubers as well. They started at the very tip at the bottom of Japan, and then tried to make it all the way to the top without maps, just on motorbikes.
Oh, okay.
And frankly, they tried their best. They knew a bit of Japanese, but realistically, it looked really cool, especially when they got to the cities, and it was like the biggest, craziest thing ever. It was like looked like they were walking around inside a robot kind of thing. Not that they were in a thing that looked like a robot, but like the fact that the city's that big and there's that much technology around, you might as well be in the guts of a robot kind of thing. Because did you go to the big cities like often or whatever, or like at least go to a couple of them and go like, holy fuck?
Yeah, I probably went to Nagoya most weekends and went to Osaka at least probably 5 times and went to Tokyo twice.
Go to a sumo thing?
Nah.
Lacking. What other things, did you go to I'm sure you must have tried to experience as much of it as possible. Because what were some other things that happened in Japan, surely? Especially being there for a whole year.
Yeah. So nearish where I lived, there was like a ninja village, one of the places.
Like a real one?
Yeah, apparently there's a couple of places in Japan where most of the ninjas originated from.
Yeah.
And so they kind of played it up at this place. And so one of the things was you went to the show and they threw like ninja stars at the board and stuff, and you could pay like $5 kind of thing and have a go yourself sort of thing. And that was pretty cool. And there's all sorts of different things in Tokyo. I'm trying to.
Because was that one of your favorite countries you ever went to? Or are there any countries where you think, oh shit, I better get to that one sometime soon?
I guess it would be one of my favorite. Another one that I often, when people ask me, oh, what's your favorite? It's like, it's such a hard question to answer. But I'd often say Austria, just because there was lots of different things again, sort of, again, like the castles and the Alps and, have you heard of Salzburg?
No.
Have you ever seen Sound of Music?
The hills and the lady with the hills?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, but yeah, that's where it was filmed.
Oh, yeah.
And you see all these locations like, oh, I remember that from the movie and stuff like that. But the other thing about there was it was at the airport, there's a hangar called Hangar 7 or Hangar 9 or something like that, which is where I think because Red Bull comes from.
Oh, Austria, yep.
And so basically it's just full of all the helicopters and planes and racing cars and stuff like that.
Kind of the same thing. It was like, I'm not the same thing. What am I talking about? Just like, I can just imagine that would be or somewhat similar to what Japanese car show thing, except just like all Red Bull instead of like all the Japanese cars.
Yeah.
Because you always see videos supposedly from that hangar, and they've got like whatever planes actually hanging up in the roof or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you've actually been there. That is sick. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm thinking to finish university and just absolutely evaporate from here and go live somewhere crazy. Because you said you lived in England for 2 years too.
Yeah.
And what were you doing while you're there?
Trying to find work. So when I went, it was 2009, and it was totally the wrong time to go.
Oh, is that like no money time? Like the,
Yeah,
the,
just
the
after.
2008 stuff?
Yeah,
Don't.
And so I was competing with all the other
Tourist.
and other accountants and stuff like that.
Oh, you went to try to get like an accounting job,
Yeah, but
and even though you can't get an accounting job, got you.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, when you've got like a 2-year working holiday visa, you're less attractive than someone that's got permanent residency.
Yeah.
And I guess they had experience there where my experience in New Zealand accounted for nothing
Yeah,
essentially.
we would have to learn how to do it with pounds. Did you end up going to Edinburgh Fringe while you were
Yeah, to watch. Yeah, no, that was a good trip. I basically I caught the night bus up there, slept on the bus, and on the way home too. Basically saved myself 2 nights accommodation.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. If I went back, I'd do it a lot differently, but I know probably a lot more about it now too.
Yeah, because how was it when you went? Like, were you going to like multiple shows a day or whatever, or like?
Yeah, I went to a few. Just the ones I went to, most of them I didn't think were that great, but there was one particular one which was actually in a pub, maybe the day that I was leaving, and it was and basically it was just you just gave them a koha on your way out, and that was probably the funniest one I saw, I think.
Are there any names that you like went to see that you've seen again pop up? Because presumably these random shows you're going to are absolute nobodies. Because I mean, they put on 3,000 shows. There's going to be some nobodies type thing.
Yeah, not that I can think of. Like the one that I did like, I remember it was like a female troupe called, I think it was Fun Bags Comedy or something like that.
Like an improv thing, or like a
or I think it might not have actually been improv. It was probably more skit comedy, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it was like, I thought it was pretty funny. And
at that point, had you just thought about doing stand up yourself, or like anything like that, or did you come away from that being like, maybe?
I mean, back before that, I'd sort of thought about it. But while I was not so much at Edinburgh, but a couple of times I went to some watch comedy in London, and I kind of
like an actual club.
Yeah, they have a lot. I guess what they'll do is they'll have like a normal pub and stuff, and then upstairs they'll have a room, and once a week they'll have a show there or something. So you know Nina Conti? No, she's a ventriloquist.
Really?
Ventriloquist.
Yeah.
I can't say it because I'm on camera. she's got this little monkey, and basically the monkey says rude things and stuff, and the other thing she does is she'll have a show, and she puts these masks on people, and then she can control their.
Oh yeah, there was a guy like that went around doing primary schools with something like that. I remember that from a while ago. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I remember seeing her at one of those shows, and this was probably before she was famous. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now that I think of it, I'm thinking of seeing a lady with a ventriloquist thing on Lovely Apollo one night.
Yeah, it was probably her.
Yeah, I'm trying to just double check. Did I make that up right now? Or was that a real memory? I can't tell. Yeah. But maybe it was real. Yeah, because that would have been cool. Just needing to get to these bigger countries with more people. Because even just going to Australia, we went to the Comics Lounge in Melbourne. It's like, this place is crazy. There's like a real club going on. It's freaking 10 times bigger than the Classic.
Yeah.
Not to put any shade on the Classic, but just these like bigger cities. I'm fiending for it. Because even when I got to Auckland, it's like, see why people like this.
Yeah.
The traffic might be worth it.
Yeah, I went. I went to Melbourne start of this year.
Oh, yeah.
I talked to like a Kiwi mate that had gone over there and said, "Oh, are you able to recommend anywhere or hook me up or anything?" And so he talked to a mate of his that does a gig in St Kilda. But what I didn't realise is that it was, I guess it's more of a gig where you sort of show up and you probably have about 20 comedians and probably only 10 of them get to perform.
Those bigger cities, more competition type thing.
Yeah.
Less spots to go around.
Yeah. But like Melbourne's pretty cool as a place.
Yeah, a lot of people. So many goddamn people.
Yeah.
It was cool. I was talking to Dad yesterday. I was like, gee, I need to stop being a pussy and like run a show, blah 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 blah. And he's like, what do you need to do? I was like, just like get some more spots going for other people myself and yada yada yada. He's like, how many shows did you do this week? I was like, there's 5, but he's like, you greedy fuck, stop, buddy. Let some other people have a go. You don't need to make more. You got plenty. He's like, this was a good week. What are you talking about? It's gonna be dry spell for like a month. Because with the 3rd birthday thing coming up for Hahahamilton, was that when you started it 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Nice. And that was because what comedians did you have hanging around then?
So that was like Steve and Joseph Scott and
I've just heard about that guy recently. Yep.
And have you met James Reynolds?
Yeah.
And Jack. Jackie came a little bit later, but yeah.
And then so it's just the 3 years, and you're like, oh yeah, cool, put on a show.
There was a few sort of others like after COVID, basically. There hadn't been anything. Because previously we used to do a show at Navara and also at Lucky Finn's.
Yeah, I heard about the one at Lucky Finn's. Who was the guy that didn't ran that? something Rolly or whatever.
Yeah, Dan Rolling.
Dan Rolling, yeah. I met him at Voodoo Lounge the other day. Yeah, and there was the other guy, that Dan Sage guy I keep hearing about, and then I don't even know.
Yeah, yeah. So I can sort of tell you the brief history of.
Because what you've been doing it 9 years. What was it like even then before? Like what happened 9 years ago? How did you start 9 years ago?
Yeah, well, back before that. So because I said I'd been to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
So in about 2014 or something, I was working for my parents in Waikato Cleaning Supplies, and Ivan was, would come in as a customer, and I got talking to him, and he was, talking about Navarra Lounge, and I remembered it. I remembered like back when I was 18, going there, and it used to be called like JBC, Jazz Blues Cafe, I think.
Oh, cool. When it was all red and stuff.
I don't know if it was red, but it was basically.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and so I sort of said, oh, have you ever thought about having comedy there? Because it seems like it'd be a good room from what I remembered of it. And then a couple of years after that, he I think messaged me and said, oh, we're going to try doing comedy if you want to go along. And that particular night, I was like, I didn't really want to go out, but I thought I'd better because I made this big deal about it. Yeah. and that first night was, I think it was pretty much me and Joseph, and then I think they had to supplement it with some musicians and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, we fellas got some big sets on your hands here.
Yeah, and then but then because what happened is then roughly about that same time as when Dan Rolling started to do the one at Lucky Finn's, and so me and Joseph went along to that and sort of met those guys, and then we ended up sort of doing each other's gigs and stuff, and then it went from there.
What good luck.
Yeah.
9 years ago. What was 9 years ago? 2025 minus 9. 2016.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's not even that long ago. That's crazy. That's 9 years ago. That's crazy. Because I don't know what I expected when I heard 9 years, but I was thinking, back in the days, but not really. It was just like then. Yeah. Oh, okay. So then, how did like COVID mess everything up then? Like, how did that? Obviously, just shut it down there and then.
Yeah, pretty much. Sort of. So the first or the second year I did Raw, I think it was the second year I did Raw, was 2020, and so it made it kind of hard.
And then so when the Hamilton thing, did that hadn't been created, or it had before?
No, it was after. It was like 2023, I think.
And then so what?
2022, November 2022, I think.
Oh, okay. So,
That maths works.
And so, is that like a actual like half-ass company, or is that just what you guys call the group kind of thing?
Yeah, it's just what we call it. Yeah.
I was wondering about that. It's like, did they go out of their way to make a whole company about it? Yada yada yada. Because I know nothing about business, and simply that. So I was wondering about that. And so now that you've done that, is that kind of like the only shows you really get to do, or whatever?
I don't even get to do those ones.
Oh, true.
Well, for work, because I'm traveling around a lot. Like I spent quite a lot of time in Wellington this year. I probably performed more times in Wellington in 1 week than I did here.
What other places did you do in Wellington? Because when I was there, I only did Fringe Bar.
Yeah, it was Fringe Bar.
Oh, just Fringe Bar.
That's the Raw Meat Mondays.
Oh, okay, yeah. How did you do that multiple weeks then? Multiple times in a week?
Well, I did it one Monday. Yeah, actually, I did it one Monday, and then I think the Wednesday I was back here and did our show, and then the following Monday I
went back down again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're kind of similar. Fringe Bar and Navarra, I reckon. Well, the stage at least, because I feel like in both situations you're kind of boxed in, like the curtains are surrounding the stage, and it's just a feeling, kind of an odd one, but it's definitely a feeling compared to just like a bare stage or even no stage at all.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, weird little atmosphere going on.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Trying to think, because with the longer set you've done, was that just kind of just like scrambling together everything that you had, or did you have some time to prepare and be like, okay, let's like flesh these jokes out a bit, or something along those lines?
Yeah, but so basically what I did, the longest set I ever did was then when I got to open for Ben Lovergrove and Ben Hurley.
And whereabouts was it?
That was at the Hop House.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I always have to think of what it's called. I always want to call it the Brew Bar, and I don't know why. The Hop House, and then I sort of said, how long it's got to be, and they said, 10 minutes, and I was like, okay. So I basically printed off every joke I'd ever written, and I got Joseph Scott to come around, and I said, hey, I need to, basically get a 10-minute set, and so we sort of worked out a good way of what, some jokes that I could put.
Here and there,
yeah.
Because you're pumping out 10-minute sets all the time in Ireland, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly the same set.
Oh, right.
Although,
from the original first Big Dog to now, pretty similar, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, it has evolved. Like, I mean, like I have had total other jokes and stuff,
Yeah,
but
that's what I was asking Mike. It's like, he's been doing the same jokes like multiple years now. It's like, would you not get to a point where you're writing better jokes than the ones you've been performing, kind of thing? Like, that's what I feel like I'm at this point. It's like every joke, like this last 6 minutes is just getting thrown away. There's going to be new ones. They're going to be better.
yeah,
Kind of thing.
yeah. So, I mean, there's jokes that I wrote ages ago. I don't know if you've heard my taking a whiz and high vis joke.
No, I don't even want to reveal the remember, frankly. It's the inside down jacket thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, that's related to that one. So that's a joke that I had. Like probably 2019 kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I just kind of brought that back to start of this year or late last year maybe. Basically, they had a workshop for graduates of Northampton's comedy school, and so I went and did that again because
You've done the comedy school.
Yeah,
Auckland.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah, no, that's really good. I recommend it.
For like, because the people I've talked to that have done it, they said it was mainly about building a set and not writing jokes, and kind of like more like obviously in a comedy school you'd want like, okay, this is how you perform, this is how you put a set together. But sometimes like some people have seen like come out of it and just simply not have jokes that are jokes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because I think it attracts all sorts of people. Like you've got people who've not done comedy at all yet and don't really plan to do it, and then you've got people that do, I guess. And I guess what you get out is what you put in and stuff. But especially the second time, I was kind of like, oh, I'm just sick of my my usual set. Yeah. I want to come up with a new 5 minutes or something. So then,
so you went in with intentions, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what I want to get out of it.
Yeah.
And so how did they help you with that then?
It's good because
who ran it?
I think Neil actually ran that one,
Oh, okay.
and with a little bit of help from Brendan Green, I think. I think now if you do the first one in Auckland, I think it's generally Brendan that runs it. I think Brendan was just sort of starting out with Neil then, it was good.
Because were they coming up with were they trying to help you brainstorm things to talk about, or did you go in there being like, I've got these things to talk about, like I could be talking about this, that, and the other, and they were like, blah, 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 blah.
So basically, I think we did a couple of different exercises where they were just a bit like Toastmasters. They'd give you a random topic to talk about for a minute, and then you'd try and make it fun. And it was amazing what you sort of came up with that was kind of funny in that minute. And then there was, I think you kind of got two sort of hour sessions with Neil to try and write some jokes and stuff.
Yeah. And so was that like super productive, or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then because then you get to do the that like graduate show thing.
Yeah.
And is that at the studio or in the main stage?
So that was in the classic proper
the main one, the floor one.
When I did, what is it?
That's completely fine.
Yeah, when I did the first class, the comedy school class, that graduate show was up in the studio.
Yeah.
But,
and was there much of a crowd for that? Because I feel like even the studio half full would be pretty sick. It's such a small room. It looks really good.
Yeah, it felt quite full. I can't remember exactly, but it felt like it was. Yeah, like I know while we were sort of waiting, we were waiting not in that room. We were sort of in a green room. So yeah.
Yeah, because I've been out there twice for 2 different shows, and both times it's been real cool. Comparable to. Frankly, I think I'd say I'd like going to see a show up there more than sitting in the actual classic itself. It just feels, I don't know, tighter, more personal, kind of thing. Yeah. Just saw Callum up there, and he was doing his thing. He was going crazy. He was like, "Whoa!" It was like you're in the middle of the storm. It's like, "Oh, right there, he's coming at
you."
Yeah. And then another time we saw Ursula there, and it was like,
"Oh yeah,
she's a lot bigger when you get this close. Holy shit!" Yeah. Frankly, never seen bigger knees in my life. Holy shit. Let alone going up those stairs. She had a lot to say about those stairs. Yeah. So, with how much of the writing school jokes are you still using?
So I have to look at my set and go through it. But I know because of that second show, so I pulled out that the taking a whiz and high vis joke again. But there's all sorts of bits, I guess. But I mean, I can't name all of them.
Like what's called. So I assume you're not really writing that much then.
No, I'd like to write more. I mean, occasionally I'll get an idea and I'll chuck it in my phone, especially like if I'm like traveling for work or something. It's like
always a good time stuck in the car for ages.
Yeah. But no.
Because what stops you from writing like once we're done here?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's too many. There's always something else to do, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Frankly, I mean, just got to throw my phone away and be like, okay, let's write down some rubbish sentences.
Yeah. I mean, that's something I'd actually like to ask you about, because the other night I see you sort of writing stuff, and I was just wondering what your.
When was this on Wednesday?
Friday. At the Zone Bar.
Yes. Oh, yeah, no, I was writing a bunch of stuff about that. Yeah, because after talking to Callum and whatnot and just like watching, just learning more, like almost like watching mini lectures on YouTube and stuff about it, I was just trying to see what comparable things that I've been like learning about kind of thing, or like, and what am I noticing that they're doing, and it's doing well. And so like the way Vaughan was being extremely relatable and personal, he's like, okay, this is a story about me doing this, about just like doing like everyday things.
Yeah.
And then like the way they would like casually take the piss out of Hamilton and kind of like get on the crowd side type of thing.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just the things that they're clearly doing right, and then the things they're clearly doing wrong, because obviously no one's perfect. It's
Yeah.
like, cool, do I want to copy that thing, or well, do I need to want to make sure I never do that thing, sort of thing. And so yeah, I was really just observing as much as possible and jotting it down, whether it was about the material or how they, or like how Courtney was like, when she do the impersonation of her dad, it was like a full body thing. It wasn't just a voice. She would like fully like change her posture and start walking and standing around like him and whatnot. And literally just, because that's what I'd do if I like wasn't on the bar lounge, but I'd still show up, like, sit at the back and just like write down everything, sort of thing. And I've done that a couple of times, and it's always like fuck, especially when you go see a show with like Jimmy Pete on it. It's like, oh, okay, sweet, I better crack this out because I know for a fact he's going to do something that I 100% need to do, kind of thing. And just kind of an opportunity to, because every time you see him stand up, like whether you've seen it a million times, the same set that the person's doing or not, something's going to be different. Something's going to work. Something's probably not going to work. And what are those things? Like the other day, Callum put it really well. When he started, he noticed people were a lot of saying like, that town, the neighbouring town does a lot of incest, and so he's like, wow, people love incest jokes. That's what he told me that. Like, they write a lot of incest jokes. And then he's like, well, turns out people don't actually like incest jokes. They hate them. And then he's like, And then later he figured out why, and he's like, oh, they don't like the incest jokes. They just love the other town jokes. Like you're saying, like, no matter where you are, if you take the piss out of Hamilton, everyone's going to fucking love it. Kind of thing. And then,
Unless it's Hamilton.
Well, even then you say, oh, what are you going to do to Hamilton? They're still going to think, yeah, fucking knows. But so it's just the thing of like, what worked? Cool. Why did it work? What didn't work? Cool. Why didn't it work? Sort of thing, just like figure it out. Start treating it like a science. Because it is. Anything is a science. It's not magic. You're doing something right. So it's like that.
So, something I was quite keen on doing, but haven't had the time to do, is watching, say, the episodes of Live at the Polo and stuff like that, and kind of making a bit of like a table and go, basically sort of analysing the jokes and sort of saying what was the premise, what was the punchline.
Yeah, well, I got this book and it was literally that. And I can't remember what it's called, but it is 100% just a science textbook for jokes. It's like, this is the definition of this, this is the definition of this, and exactly what you're saying, just like breaking it down to that level of every individual piece of the joke. Like, why did he say that sentence? Why did he say it like that? Thing. But I'll show you these YouTube videos that Callum showed me the other day, because it's literally that. It's just other people doing that work, and they're just showing you. Because I said to Callum when he was saying all the sciencey stuff, I was like, brother, I don't know anything what you're talking about. I clearly am not looking harder. I need to go back and look harder. And he's like, no. Just watch these YouTube videos.
Because have you done any of like Neil's like intro to comedy or anything like that?
Every time I talk to someone and they tell me about all the things that happen there, I kind of feel like, well, I think myself at least, it's like, oh, these people either just needed like the extra push, but all the things they're doing, if you're obsessed enough, you're already doing those things.
Yeah, I mean, like even if, because what he'll do is he'll have like the intro comedy thing, which is just like a couple of hour session, and just sort of tells you about a couple of different things, like the rule of, have you heard of the rule of three? And,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, and that's sort of the main one. But yeah, the rule of three is always quite handy. And
well, exactly that. See, these are things I would just come across just by listening to 1,000 podcasts. And so if anything, because like, I don't know if you listen to many like comedians podcasts. Yeah, exactly. Non-stop, all they do is talk about how to be a comedian, and it's like, sweet, write that down. It's like, and like even that Ralphie May lecture thing that's like 2 hours long. Like I rewatched it the other day, and I was like, I don't remember any of this stuff. And the first time I watched it, clearly just went over my head.
Yeah.
But now when I've got like somewhat experience to be like compare, there's advice to it, like, oh my god, helping a lot.
Yeah.
But even then, this other book I read, I think definitely took me from A to B. Like if it wasn't for the first book that I read, I would be so dog shit still. Oh my god, like the different, like just the way I delivered everything in like the stage presence, like literally night and day difference before and after that book. It's actually mental. I mean, I've done some sort of stuff, but just like not actual coaching. Oh, fuck, I wouldn't post to it, of course. Every time you meet a comedian, it's like, tell me everything you know. I'm just not paying for it.
But yeah.
Because who would you say is the biggest comedian you've had at Navarro
Lounge? Probably Corey Gonzalez McCure, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd probably say he was the biggest name. The other one we had, like the most successful night we had was Becky Umbras.
That she's kind of short blonde lady.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
And I think what was successful about that was because she's been on 7 days, and so just sort of mentioning that sort of gave it credibility.
Yeah, people came.
And they probably kind of knew her because of that.
Yeah, it's like one of the things I hope this turns into is kind of just like the ability to sell tickets. the advertising type thing. The same way Wesley got big on TikTok, and now he's doing national talks. And how convenient, funny that turned out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like taking it into my own hands. Okay, I want to do this stuff. I'm not waiting for anybody to hand it to me. I know no one is gonna watch this. I posted one today. Less than 10 people have looked at it. But something's gonna happen.
You'll be surprised though, because say when this one comes out, I mean, I'll post it, and so
so
and I'll push it heaps, and so my friends will watch it, and then
hopefully
with a bit of luck, some of them will watch some of your next ones.
Exactly. You're 100% right. Yeah. That's why. Hopefully it turns out like that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's some of the secret too. I think is if you're sort of you involve the other comedians and stuff, and then they're promoting it as well. If that makes sense. That's why on our posters we have their pictures, because
it's pretty sick that Jay's doing that too. And frankly, who was saying that? Someone was telling me, it's like, oh, I can't come try it at an environment, blah blah blah. I'm not good enough for that. I was like, what do you mean? It's still practically an open mic. And she's like, and they're like, oh, but it looks really professional. I was like, no, they've just got really good posters now.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. It's like, well, this has been pretty good. I think this hasn't been bad at all. Cheers for doing that. It's been bloody sick.